Oh, really? Not even delivered. Paid ahead of time. That's awesome. Careful with your mic drop. Just gonna leave me. Just leave me hanging here. Well, when I was in Cambodia.
First off, I want to say thank you to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we uploaded the podcast and got so much good feedback.
Oh yeah. Like episode 1 is up. It's out. It's awesome to see everybody go about it. I was just, we uploaded one of the clips to TikTok, and I was just talking
You were
smack
literally
about it.
talking shit just
I was
now,
like,
yeah.
I thought TikTok was supposed to be the place to like upload things because I opened it, it said 5 views. I was like, well, all right, so much for that. We're getting more on Instagram. Refresh it, just
555.
yeah, 555, just instantly 5. I was like, okay, never mind. I'm sorry for talking smack. So.
Yeah, and this is the first upload, so we're kind of happy about it.
Yeah,
I mean, we were
yeah.
happy. We uploaded the YouTube shorts,
Yeah.
and that got like 100 views in like
5
2 minutes. Yeah,
2
we were like
minutes?
super stoked.
Yeah. Just off of 100 views.
I was
you
like,
know?
Joe
So-
Rogan's in my house.
Yeah,
What
I
is he
know,
doing?
right? Like, hey, where's our deal?
No, I was super stoked though, man. So when we first did this, I thought the video was gonna be only on YouTube.
Right. Well, I
I
mean, like the initial vision. You think like that was like just YouTube?
Yeah, because I didn't think. I thought Joe Rogan just had that privilege to upload videos to Spotify.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, to have video on Spotify and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I don't think I've seen anyone else. Like all the crime mystery ones I listen to, none of them have video on
Right.
the podcast.
It doesn't like Tiger Belly and all them. Like
I don't
like,
think-
like they don't
Actually,
work off
I
Spotify
haven't
and stuff.
I usually watch them on YouTube.
Same, but you're
curious
right.
now.
You're right. I never searched them on there, so that is the thing. Also,
But I think I have watched Your Mom's House on Spotify, and I don't think I saw video.
I agree. I
I
think so.
don't
I think
think
it's
I've seen
audio only.
video.
But why wouldn't you upload the video? Maybe because like most of their monetization's probably on YouTube then.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know. But we were super stoked to have video because I uploaded the original audio version on, and I sent the link to Enrique, and he was like, "Oh, can we do video?" And I was just like, "I don't think we're Joe Rogan enough to do video." Right? And we tried it, and holy shit, we have video on podcast.
Yeah, and I have to say the video quality looks so much better.
It looks
on
so
Spotify.
good. Like
Yeah.
YouTube needs to catch up to because Spotify's video quality, whatever bit rate they're using, beautiful.
Sick. Yeah, and it's streaming well too. So.
Yeah, it looks really good.
But yeah. Thank you again. Thank you everybody for like sharing. All the people who are like messaging us saying
Yeah.
that they like it and they've listened to it.
Because I hate looking at myself all the time. This
Yeah.
is hard for me.
Yeah, no, same. And then
So-
like, I have to say in the video, I feel like I look super tired. I'll find out at the end of this one how tired I look on the end of this one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I stayed up all night before that one. So
And by the way, I didn't go to sleep, but I didn't take no nap either. So
oh,
I'm kind of
for
screwed.
today's,
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
fell asleep, but I was gonna take a nap because I'm on like 3 hours.
yeah,
But
yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, thank you again, and let's talk about some stuff.
yeah, man.
So I guess like a thing that's been kind of coming up recently. We were like kind of actually today we were kind of talking about it. First is how sometimes there's some problems between like the creative and the technical, where like a person is super technical. It can be super, or even it doesn't even have to be technical, but it can be like set in their ways.
Yeah,
And
by
then
the
like
book.
like my example that I tend to use is like, I've met photographers, I've met people who I've met people who have been working like 20 years as a photographer. In my mind, it's like, oh, they're probably really dope. But it's interesting how they get set in their ways. They don't expand past like the skills. I guess my want of photography is to have it more creative, more clean, more like just to
Get better
to
every year.
And like, I don't know, maybe
Every
like we view it as like as a craft. So we want to get it. So we want to make it better.
Yeah,
we
we're
do
always
have
learning.
we do have commercial clients, so there's like a need for clean. But like for myself, I actually often feel like I have to improve the artistic side because I feel like I'm too clean a lot of the time. And when I do want to get artistic, it's actually harder for me to access that side of
Same.
it. Yeah.
Same. 100%.
it's like, and then like I see other photographers who just like bust it out every day, and I'm like, man, I want to access.
Yeah, it's weird because there's two different things, right? Like there's very clean, and then there's like an artistic, raw, like edgy look, and it looks beautiful. And it's like, for me, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do that. So I try to shoot that way, and then it looks clean and clean and edgy, and I'm like, fuck, what am I doing wrong?
You get to the edit
like,
and you start cleaning it up a bunch.
Yeah, next thing you know, 4 hours later, I'm on that image, and I'm like, damn it, I'm supposed to just delete it, start over.
Yeah, like I think like one of like my favorite photographers that I like to look at, that he definitely has a clean look, but it still feels artistic, but more on the cleaner side still, but is Alessio Albi. He's like one of my favorite people to look at, and he's able to like make his shots look artistic. It almost feels like a story sometimes when he gets into these scenes and stuff. But it's so clean. It's so clean.
Was it the ones we saw with houses?
No, that's Todd Hito, but this guy he shoots like he's out of Italy. I was talking about him years ago, but I'm just bringing him up again because he's one of my first thoughts. But he's actually, maybe you want to Google him real quick, but I don't know, maybe
how you spell his last name?
Alessio, I think it's Albi.
B-A-S?
Albi.
Oh, Albi.
Albi. Albi. Yeah, and he's one of my favorites for sure. There you go. You can see some of the cleaner shots down here. There's one where there's like a chick. It's like a chick and a dude. They look like they're in an apartment and they're playing cards, having drinks with smokes and stuff.
Oh, that's dope.
But it's the way it's shot. It's just
clean.
It feels like a story, but still clean. That do a lot of that stuff. So like he's like my style of stuff. But I've actually had I've shot for friends who enjoy the grittier side, the more artistic side.
Yeah.
And they're super nice. They're being super nice with me, and they don't really they're like, oh, it's cool, but you can, they're trying to help me push me to the way they want it. And I just I keep editing it too clean for them. They want it gritty. They want film streaks on it and stuff like that. So I don't naturally.
But that's what makes everyone
lean that way. Yeah, but I appreciate the pushes, right? To go that way. So,
and I think you really wanted to talk about so the person's worked for 20 years or whatever, and their style stayed the same from 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we run into that all the time, and I always think I don't want to be that person that, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I'm still showing the same work that looks 20 years, that I was shooting when I was doing 10 years instead of 30. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have hired people that I thought were going to be amazing, but I judged them just by the year, and I think that's my mistake.
Yeah.
But I mean, we heard a lot of good things about people too. Or
even they've been kind of pigeonholed in an industry, right? Mm-hmm. And it's they get an opportunity to leave it, but then I guess it's hard, right? It's if you're just been shooting one certain way for the longest time, how do you break that?
Yeah.
What's the best thing you can do? How do you get out of those habits that probably aren't working best for what you're trying to do?
Mm-hmm. And to be clear, Enrique and I aren't the best. We're nowhere near the best, and I think that's where we love to learn. We're always learning. We get excited about it, and we just ran into the same situation where we hired someone and then we expect good things, and then the quality's not there, and they've been shooting longer than us. And we just
it looks the same as other work when they wanted to break away from that work.
Yeah, 100%. It's just how do you why is that a thing? Why have you been shooting for 10, 15 years, and it looks like you've been shooting for 2?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are some people that that I've been watching for quite some time, and I noticed that their work isn't improving. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about they're starting from scratch, and there is space to improve. Mm-hmm. I feel or it's I guess you don't necessarily need to have the improvement, but I don't know, maybe I need to recognize for me the want to improve, mm-hmm. the interest.
Yeah, because if there's no interest, then you're just gonna stay in that same space and not grow, right? Because I think I deal with that every day.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell myself, I'm like, what am I doing? Am I learning anything? And I think that's why I'm always learning.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the corporate grind too.
Yeah.
It's like you get comfortable making the money, and then you don't want to stop making money, so you just keep working corporate gigs, and it's not that fulfilling sometimes on the creative end. So
Yeah.
so then eventually you start getting this deficit of like, oh, I want to be creative again, and you start getting these feelings and stuff, and like eventually kind of like you just gotta get out and just find some friends,
Yeah, you gotta
find
put
somebody,
action into
yeah,
it to
yeah,
actually learn.
put it together. Like I'm definitely like been reaching that thing of like the creative rut for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think the older we get, the less creative. That's not right. Because I feel really creative.
Needing more inspiration.
I think because I don't want to use me as an example because I'm not that example. I like to learn and grow.
No,
I
you're
just
always
try to,
learning.
I try to put myself in other people's shoes of why they, because we know a lot of older photographers and is that going to be us? Are we not going to grow to an eventual point, or are we going to continue growing like other famous photographers? And just keep going.
There's even some
better,
people like
better.
slightly younger too that have been like, I've been shooting about 10, 11 years. I think I'm getting close to 11 now. And there's been some photographers that are even slightly, a bit younger, but I've been watching them for the past like 5, 6, and they're not getting better. They're not improving. They're like, also like they're getting stuck in the hype of Instagram and social media and stuff. And, it's just like, I definitely don't talk to those people. 'Cause I don't know. I don't see as improvement in my circle of friends and stuff. Yeah. But if you are like committed, even if you're brand new and I can see like the drive and you can see that you can want to get better, like, like I'd rather have those people around me.
Yeah.
For sure. Like no offense to the others and stuff, but like it's with as much as we work and as much time we have to do, it's like, I'd rather keep the stairs going up,
Yeah, 100%.
Or, but we also hit the dry ruts and we just are stagnant for a while.
Because I think like as we do this podcast, I'm over here thinking like, man, I was literally just thinking like, damn, I should be doing this right now. Actually, there's a lot, there's things I should be doing to grow. And like for example, the gig you got me Friday,
2 days.
Oh, yeah. Like the money is not
whatever day
that good.
Yeah. No, it's not. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna be assisting this photographer, this big, this whole big shoot, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to learn, right? Like if there's anything I can learn from it, I'm gonna fucking suck it up.
That's one thing I think some people mistake sometimes with me. Like they think I've actually had friends who, hey man, I'm sorry that you're not the photographer on this, but I just need help or an assistant, and like I think that's a I don't know what to call it, not a mistake, but it's like a misunderstanding, I guess, of me.
Yeah, because they didn't want
they think I want to be photographer because that's my title or whatever that I give myself, but I actually really enjoy assisting. I really like.
You do.
It's nice to step back and not be the photographer sometimes, and just like see things from back here and see the vision and stuff, and then like as long as the person's cool with it, obviously I have to respect my position, but. Because sometimes I'm just a PA to hold a bag, or sometimes even then that's cool watching, the bigger dogs like, go do their work, man. I've been on sets I was on a set for an ESPN shoot. I was a Digitech on that and assisting the photographer, and she was so fucking dope, dude. Like the work she does is so clean. And it was just like, it was interesting because the way her vibe on her photo set was the vibe that I like to do. And it just gave me like, oh man, like I could be doing her stuff like on her level. Like she had music playing because I always have to have music, and she had her friends on there that she works with all the time. That's what I want to do. I want to have my friends.
So what kind of approach was it? It was more of like a friendly approach, or like, because that's always one thing that I love to see is how they talk to their clients.
Oh, super friendly, personable. Just kept things fun and light, and like got to know the person too. And it was the ESPN cover was it's already out, so I'm pretty sure I can talk about it. But it was Devontae Adams or something like that for the Raiders. Yeah, that was that album for ESPN. I mean, sorry, magazine
music
cover.
Album.
Music album. Magazine cover for ESPN. Super sick to work with Giselle. Giselle was the photographer, but.
Okay.
yeah, it just talked with him, made things fun. His Devontae's family was on set, brought them in, did family pictures, even though they're probably never going to use it.
Yeah.
But did that for him as well.
Yeah, it's always good to send it to them
Yeah.
though, because they'll use them.
Oh yeah, and then the other thing too was like I've been on sets where the photographer does not talk, and the model or the subject or whatever is kind of just staring. I can see on their face they're feeling awkward.
Yeah.
And the way I've learned photography, it's like you talk, you get their mind going, you get them distracted even because they might be nervous.
Yeah.
I don't like not
So
talking.
on that topic, that was always one thing that I guess from my military days, or I don't know, like when I worked in the restaurant, I was always professional, right? Like, oh, how you doing, sir? What, pick it up. So I kind of brought that to photography. Yes, sir. No, sir. How you doing? I kind of brought that into photography, like my first, 5 years of photography. I was like professional,
even like strictly professional, not really personable.
I was more professional.
Oh, interesting.
I was more professional because I thought that's the way. Like, I want to make it to the big leagues, whatever, do all this stuff. So I want to be professional. So I was professional with my clients. I was professional with the model. I was professional with everything, right? But I'm professional now, and but I mean like on a strictly like suit and tie kind of like business.
It's like, why is this guy so uptight?
Yeah, like, do you want to go out for drinks?
But
no.
respectful.
Like, yeah, I'm just gonna work.
Yeah.
My emails were strictly professional. Then I met this client. I can't remember which one it was exactly, but it was like Mountain Dew, 7-Eleven, Slurpee, one of those clients. And we hung out. We had fun. The shoot was amazing, and that client stayed with me for years. And I got so many gigs from that. I got Billboard, Complex Magazine. I got all these gigs from that one client that I just became friends with. We vibed very well, and I was like, holy crap. I was like, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. I was like, I need to be friends with my clients. Like, well, not like,
to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree.
There's some barriers.
100%. And you gotta feel them out, right?
Yeah,
like if
not
if you don't click
the
with
same.
them, then just stay professional. But I used that when I learned it, and I was like, man, this is great. And I started enjoying my job a lot more because back then I hated answering emails because I was like trying to be professional with my emails. Now I'm just like myself. Same thing with calls and texts. And now, I have so many friends that are my clients.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a good balance of professionalism / friendship, because one thing I've definitely learned, it's like people hire their friends. Like if there's going to be a choice down between, for that client that you have of two people where it's like you versus another guy who's probably strictly professional.
Me.
Easily you. And cause like who you want to be on set with sometimes, like your friend.
Yeah.
Or at least someone who has a good vibe on set.
Yeah. But you also got to do your job. You can't be a friend be late with your kids.
You got to bring it for sure. Yeah. You got to have your skill. You got to provide the value for sure.
I've just had so many. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I was like, that's actually one thing that's really changed my life in photography. Is like the way I talk to my clients. Instead of being yes, ma'am, I'll be there at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, cool. Thank you. You want coffee?
I think I had an early break too because before I got into photography, like of learning that, my dad and I had a business. We had a franchise, and part of the thing was like we worked with a lot of insurance, so we would like actually go out with the insurance agents, have drinks and all that stuff, and just like get together with them, show up at their birthday dinners that they would have sometimes, and create a relationship outside, like quote unquote outside of work. And then like another big thing too that I really learned at WPPI, I used to go every single year. My last year I went was 2018, but I would specifically look for the photographers I looked up to and hang out with them at the bar after the conference. Like I would see them on the conference floor and all this stuff, but I would find out what bar is everybody hanging out at.
And you would just be in the corner looking at them.
Like, just staring at them, just like, breathing on their shoulders and shit. Say, what aperture is that?
I'm a fan.
Yeah. But no, like it was cool getting to know them, like while they're tipsy and drunk, and like guard let down a little bit and get to know them.
Take them out to a desert, pretend your car doesn't work, and you're stuck out with them for hours.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
He's talking about my experience with Benjamin Von Wong.
His car battery died.
I got him stuck in the desert. But even then, it's like, even if they're not talking to you directly, the conversations they have between each other, dude, there was like some good tips I got between two like of the goats speaking to each other and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
fucking awesome.
yeah. So,
I mean, it's kind of like entrepreneurs, right? Like a lot of entrepreneurs go to the, the winners and CEOs and just like go there to listen. You know?
oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like,
Same
like
thing with
even
us.
probably talking about it right now is kind of making me feel like maybe I should go back to WPPI.
Right?
and hang
Yeah.
out
Same thing with the podcast earlier. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, man, am I doing anything to grow even more? You know? Like,
Yeah. And like to rub shoulders with people and stuff too.
100%.
Because like a lot of times, like talking with the greats and stuff, it's like I've still will put money into workshops. I think I'd rather put money into live workshops now and the people I look up to.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I'm at the point where it's like the majority I will already know, and the majority I'll know what they do. I can probably dissect it from like pictures or diagrams or whatever. But sometimes like there's this one tip that comes out
It's worth like $10,000.
it's worth the whole class. Even if you just learn one thing, that one thing changed my life and whatever.
It's like that
it
with
is.
books too, right? Like with books, you're like,
That's
you're reading the book. I'm like, oh, I know all this. And it's just that one piece of advice. I'm like, damn, that's great.
Yeah, it changes your perspective of anything, right? Like that's what like it's like, oh dang, I didn't even think of it
Yeah.
about it that way.
Genius.
Yeah, so it's like, but it's like it's good to get out there and mix with people and talk with people and all that stuff too, for sure. Like one quote that I kind of heard, it's like with your circle of friends, it's like you shouldn't be the smartest person in the room. You're knocking stuff over.
Yeah, sorry.
Ruining my quote, man. That was my moment. So
I can cut that.
yeah,
So
you don't have to.
It's
leave
gonna be
it in.
perfect.
But yeah, just don't be the smartest person in the room. You know, at least have someone there that you can learn from.
Always learn. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like the other thing for sure.
So, tip. No, I'm cutting that out. Always learn. So yeah, I guess we can just go back to the technical. I'm cutting all that out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else and I completely forgot.
Yeah.
So I guess we can bring up the. So how do you want to end off the technical versus?
I guess what was the point of all that? So
No, I mean everything was
bringing
great.
it-
I think
yeah.
everything's great. I think. Yeah, I think. I think the goal. I think the goal is to always just learn, right?
yeah, for sure. Like learning is all that, improving, and I guess like not. I don't know, the way I feel about photography. There's always something new to learn.
But you're also
So-
learning cinematography. Sorry, you're also learning like
That's true.
other things too as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I'm getting. Well, it's kind of interesting because like I've been trying to. I've had a bunch of attempts over the 10 years, like trying to get into video, and it's never stuck. It's always been. And really it's like the learning curve. I just having that feeling of starting over again.
Yeah.
It gets frustrating, and having
But
to
not
start over.
exciting.
Yeah, like I guess the frustration was greater than the learning at those points, where it was just like, I don't have time for this. Maybe I now probably wasn't giving myself time.
Yeah.
But this past couple of years, I finally have like broken over
Crushed it.
that initial hump and was like,
If you haven't seen his video work, check it out.
I'm starting. He hypes me too much.
If
but-
anybody has Peaches,
oh my god, yeah,
he'll crush it.
Funny.
Peaches commercials.
funny.
Anyone owns a peach farm, hit him up. He'll shoot a commercial. So clean.
Funny. Yeah, but like, yeah, it's now it's finally kind of sticking.
No, it's great,
And,
man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it brings up another discussion because remember early 2000s, if there's one passion you like, you stick to that one road and one road only. You do
Right.
photography and photography only.
Okay, here's the thing. It's like I think you definitely should specialize at first, and then you become the guy for that thing. But there's like this, I forgot how it's put, but there is this effect that happens where if you're so good at one thing, people start asking for the other things too, because then they assume like, oh, you're so good at taking photos, you must be good at taking video. And that's when I started getting so many more requests for video, and I would pass them to you, pass them to other people, like pass them to other people that I knew who could do the job and get it done. But then I eventually personally reached a point I was like, man, I'm leaving so much money on the table. I need to start getting in on this video work and start improving.
So
is
that how because you were just like passing out the gates? You're like, man, this is something I could learn.
Yeah. But that's why like I was having so many other attempts in the past, like trying to learn video those years, because it was just like I was attempting and I just couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't break a personal wall of getting into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this past year I finally got over it, and my first significant video gig, which I had major imposter syndrome for, was I got sent to Barcelona to do video for a poker tournament, and I was like, I should not be here right now. I like these guys are trusting me with all this and stuff, but I was able to knock it out. Luckily, I had help with the editing as well, but it's kind of, I've also heard the thing like, hey, say yes to all the jobs and figure it out later, panic later, so
yeah,
within reason, I would say, but
I guess that leads to the other thing too, is because I know we talked about this a little bit, and I know a lot of people listening get this, is you'll be there shooting photos and they're like, hey, could you do video? Could you do this interview for us real quick?
Yeah. Like we're talking about how you get, you're there doing photos, and then or even before the gig even starts, they're like, hey, can you do both video and photo? And and
that discussion comes up. It's like, do you take it? Because there's a bunch of poker tournaments I would work back in the days, and they would ask for photo and video. It is possible, right? With the cameras we have nowadays, it is possible, but you're half-assing on both. You're not going to be able to get the quality they want. Well, sometimes the clients don't. They're happy with the fucking point and shoot stuff, but you will be frustrated because you can shoot better photos or you can shoot better video. So then that becomes, do you charge your clients more because you're doing photo video, or do you just deny it totally?
Yeah. It's on a money end, for sure more. But on a quality sense?
Yeah. Dignity sense?
A dignity sense, yeah.
I mean, sometimes clients don't care. They're happy with the video or photos, but it's like, I've done it before and I get angry. Right. I get frustrated because it's like...
Well, what happens afterwards, it's like you'll get the video clip. Oh, where are the photos? Or if you get, if we decide to shoot a moment in photos, they're like, where's the clip?
Oh, we want to do this interview, whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I would do it, suck it up and do it. And then I would film it, edit it to the best of my abilities, because all I have is my photo gear and a shotgun mic, because I'd have a shotgun mic in my backpack instead of lobs. And I would get feedback from clients like, oh, why is the audio like this? Or why does it sound like this? Or why doesn't it look like this? And I'm like, guys, you guys literally let me know. Like,
I had like 2 seconds to do it.
I was like, this is all I got, and I told you guys.
You told me photos, and then last second told me I need an interview.
Yeah.
And that needs time.
The other scenario is that I will take photos. Oh, actually, this happened recently. A celebrity shoot. We were doing photos one day. We were gonna set up photo of him and the team. And the next day was going to be all video. So I literally get there with all my photo gear, and I'm like setting up that backdrop. I bought that Westcott backdrop. Mm-hmm. Remember? Yeah, the one you showed me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I ended up buying one because
it's starting to get flashbacks now.
Yeah, so I ended up buying one because I knew it was going to be a lot of running and gunning. We were going to shoot. They had a conference room booked for us so we could shoot photos of him and the team. Then I was going to follow him around the conference, shoot photos. Mm-hmm. I ended up shooting the photos. We tear down everything. We go to another conference room. There's people sitting there waiting to interview with him. Mm-hmm. And their client comes up to me and is like, oh, we got a couple of interviews we're going to do. Just do the best you can.
Oh, like all of a sudden last second looks at you and like...
100%.
Looks at you like... Do the best you can.
So,
all of a sudden you just found out that you had to do an interview.
Yes, a bunch of interviews. And to be fair, client was fantastic. 100% down the line.
Client was fine. It was the conference, if anything. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's because supposedly client didn't know. She didn't know that this was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Neither did the celebrity. Mm-hmm. I think it was more like a sponsor. They wanted it. and they expected me to shoot it.
You mean a client threw a last second request at you on the spot?
And so that is a scenario where I got frustrated and angry, but I kept it inside, right? Because that's what you do.
I mean, you have to. You're professional.
Because I'm shooting celebrities, doing interviews with celebrities, and here I am with my Sony A1 shotgun mic and a little slinky ass tripod the $100 tripod that I carry.
Oh yeah.
It's just a small little foldable tripod. So here I am shooting with celebrities in a conference room where it's super, super warm.
Mm-hmm.
No light.
Everybody's sweaty.
It's dark.
Yeah.
I have a tripod, a little shotgun mic, and the people sitting down are like, are you going to lob us up? And I'm just like,
all you got is a shotgun.
And I'm just like, I was like, I didn't want to like blame or anything, right? It's like, what do you do in that scenario? It's like, I was just like, I'm sorry, guys. I was just hit with this last minute. I was like, I had nothing. I was like, I have to. I was like, I don't want to look like the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I think
part of the schedule was for you to do video the next day anyways.
Next day.
Yeah.
Yes. But it ended up being that day.
Right. They switched it on you last
Yeah.
second.
I still shot videos the next day, but most of them are shot that same day.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. So
I was just upset, man. I was thinking, can I call Brie so I can have her come bring my lights?
Yeah.
But then we're going to have this mix where some look shitty and then some look good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It was going to be mixed quality for sure. But it is like, I guess that brings up the whole thing of like, well.
I almost hit you up, by the way, too.
Yeah.
I think, you were out of town still, I think.
Oh, I was.
Because I think I would have hit you 100%.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was out of town.
In Brazil or some shit.
Yeah. But like, but that it kind of like turns into the whole professional part of our work. It's like sometimes you just got to
do the best you can.
Do the best you can with what you got and see if you can make it work, But,
Yeah. I mean, I just shot S-Log, brought it up 2 stops, color balance, and just told the whole room to be quiet because there's so many people in there. Phones on vibrate. Everyone be quiet. Does anyone need to leave?
Was the audio acceptable, at least? Was it acceptable? No?
Oh, you know what's cool, too, actually?
What?
So the celebrity actually brought his own lav.
Oh, no way.
Which kind of made me feel like more like shit.
Yeah,
and
that the celebrity had the correct equipment.
So he had the Zoom mics, the little square packs.
No way.
He had those, so he puts it in his tuxedo.
The one that
in his suit.
The one that everybody's using now.
Yeah. So I ended up buying some because I love them so much.
Oh, the Rode Goes.
Yes.
Rode Goes.
What'd I say? Zooms.
Zooms.
Oh yeah, Rode. Sorry guys.
The Rode Go.
So yeah, he had some, which made me feel like shit because.
Dude, that's wild
that he had
it on.
Film brought it.
Yeah.
But you know what's cool is he actually brings his lavs with him everywhere he goes because he connects them to his phone. So if he needs to do an on-the-go interview, he can do them.
So okay, because I know those have like onboard storage. So, did you guys do that, or did you actually connect it to your camera?
SD cards.
Nice.
No, actually, no. They record to the phone.
Oh, so he had all the audio on his phone, and he synced it later or whatever the heck. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That should be fine. And also, you know what else the celebrity had? Like a Q2.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that because I know what guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was letting you drop it. It was actually cool hearing about him outside of his personality a little bit. It
outside
sounds
of the show.
It sounds like he's still himself, like the person in the show, but it's cool to see the interests in photography he has outside of the show.
So one time, I've worked with this client a couple times. I had the Q1, and when I was shooting around him, he was like looking at me, and I was unaware that he was a photographer, or is a photographer technically, and he was like, "Hey man, hey, is that a Q?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh man, I have one of those." I was like, "Oh no way." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I have a Q2," and I was like, "Oh man." I was like, "Dude, I was like, those are awesome." He's like, "I'll bring it tomorrow," and I was like,
"That's sick." Yeah.
He ain't gonna bring it.
Yeah, I do have to say, like, and I think I'm a little biased for Leica, but that's like, yes, they're expensive, but they bring the quality. The quality is amazing. But I have to say, like, that's the other part that Leica brings is like the community, or like that. Well, I guess the community, like, if someone knows the red dot and they see it, it's almost like almost like fraternity. It's like you'll see each other like, hey,
Fraternity.
yeah, like, well, okay, maybe we don't like that word.
Or the tape.
Yeah, or the tape. Oh, what?
People tape the red dot to cover it.
Oh yeah, I totally did when I went overseas. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, the I just like what that brings. I've had conversations on the street randomly with people just
Same.
because they see
doing
it,
street
so.
photography. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh man," he's like, "That's a good camera," and I was like, "Oh," he's like, "You shoot?" He's like, "Yeah." He's
Yeah.
like, "I'm visiting." I was like, "Oh, cool, man."
Yeah, for some reason and it's funny because like you might see another Canon guy, you might see another Nikon guy.
Yeah, but
You're
it's like, "Oh, it's a tourist."
you just look. Yeah, you kind of do now.
Yeah.
But with the Leica, it's like, oh yeah, that like, hey, what's up? Nice camera, and even just like it's even just quick comments like that. Hey, nice camera, and but it's like a cool thing that happens.
But
Or
he ended
film
up-
cameras too. I feel like that happens with film
Oh,
cameras.
100% film.
Yeah.
When I see a person with a film camera, I'm like, "It's not a tourist."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it actually motivates me. I'm like, "Damn, I need to get."
It makes me want to reach out to that. When I see a film body, it makes me
Yeah.
reach out for sure.
Yeah. But he ended up bringing the camera the next day too. So he actually really brought the camera and let me use it for the whole day. And I was like, "Damn, this is fucking awesome." In that situation with the photo and video thing, client was super happy. She understood the situation. She knew that the quality wasn't going to be the greatest.
She was very understanding
correct.
for the situation.
And the guy I was filming was super cool. He didn't, even though he had his lavs, we were able to use that for the audio.
Yeah, what a save.
Yeah. But so we sometimes there'd be 4 people to film. So we'd have to put the
Oh.
lavs like on 2
In
people.
between
And
or
I have to
whatever
do
the
some
heck.
mixing and audition to
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
like make it even. Yeah, so I mean it is what it is. She did say this though. She was like,
Oh yeah.
"Look, I'm sorry." She's like, "Just put whatever you want on the invoice, send it to me, and I'll pay you." Because I'm sorry. She's like, "I understand."
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
Man.
And even when
Those
clients say that,
clients-
I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
No, but
now
like
I
it's
feel
nice.
bad. I was like, thank you.
Yeah. It almost
And
it just makes you feel better working for that person.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I'm not gonna raise this rate like crazy because it's not fair. I was like, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that. And I appreciate you caring for the photographer, cinematographer, whatever.
Now if they start like acting the other way, it's like
Yeah.
oh.
Then I'll raise that rate.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, she was super cool about it, which made me. I was like, I'm not gonna like push this rate crazy. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And hear this. I sent the invoice. 5 minutes later, I get a call.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's gonna be paid. Check your bank.
Oh, like
Let
check
me
now.
know.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
It was paid,
Sick.
And
That's
the vid-
awesome. That's the best.
and all the photos and videos weren't even done uploading.
Oh, really? Not even delivered. Paid ahead of time. That's awesome. Careful with your mic drop. Just gonna leave me hanging here. Well, when I was in Cambodia,
All right, I had to walk with that mic drop. That's good for the socials.
yeah.
Let me use that. I was like, when I was doing, I was like, I'm gonna continue this. Get up. I was like, I wonder if you're gonna look at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
No, I was like, okay.
I was like, I'm playing it. I'm continuing.
We're committing.
And I was like, and she paid the same day. Boom.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Client and then top client of the year
Client of the year, yeah.
or something, right? Best
Yeah,
clients,
yeah.
something. There you go. Gang, another 555 views. That's not none of this showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
All right.
welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. But yeah, those are the best clients. Now let's talk about the best tools.
Yeah. There's definitely a tool that we both like to use. Do you have yours on you? by chance?
No, I didn't bring it because I don't want to pack more stuff. I
Right.
thought about it, but then I was like,
Yeah, I thought about bringing mine too, just to have. Like editing tools, things that improve. In the way I look at it, your workflow, your speed, it helps you complete the job better / faster.
enjoy it. Yeah.
That too, actually, that's probably the even bigger
Mm-hmm.
reason too. Is just to enjoy your editing time.
Keyboards.
That's your recent thing, yeah. That is true. Your recent thing.
Buy keyboards.
But like for myself, and you like to use it as well as the monogram.
sponsor us.
Yeah, right. You can send us some more shit. So
Send us more wheels and knobs.
yeah, Monogram's great because I like how it's all magnetic, and it'll just like break down, fit in your backpack kind of easy and all that stuff. And
so you had one for a while. You know where I'm going with this.
I had their first version.
Yeah, you had the first version, and it was in your garage for the longest time.
Was it?
Yes, 100%. And I remember I was borrowing something from you, and I was like, man, I was like, are you even going to use this? And you're like, yeah. And you like kept saying you were going to use it, so I kept giving you shit for it.
I did use it eventually.
Yeah, and I kept giving him shit for it because I wanted it. I was like, I want to play with this.
Yeah.
And eventually you started using it. Yeah, you started.
You know what? The only reason I started using it is because of poker.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
I want to say because of me. I'm putting my hand down.
Well, you put me into poker, so essentially, yes.
No, because of me.
Because you wanted it,
Yes.
and I didn't want to give you a reason for
I kept
taking
telling him,
it.
like, hey, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. And it was to the point where it wasn't even a joke anymore. It's like,
No,
I was like, dog, you're not even using
no,
it.
I can
give
tell.
it to me.
No, I can tell. I can tell.
So, because I was like, man, I can use this for retouching. I can use this for anything. Luckily, I have a great friend, and you ended up buying me a pack.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So I appreciate that. And yeah, man, we've been hooked ever since.
yeah. Well, okay. Granted, like the version ones, when I had the version ones, you
Mhm.
were asking me a lot to grab those.
Yeah.
But then once I got into poker, I did actually start using it. But then you would still say all the same things.
Yeah.
And
I just wanted them. I just didn't really want to spend the money on them, you know?
Yeah. But for
Because I wasn't, because there's a lot of things where there's gimmicks and then there's, you know, things that you can actually use for your workflow.
Yeah.
And the Monogram was a thin line between.
The price was like I think it's the price that made it to be like it's not necessary.
So let me explain what Monogram is, just in case nobody knows what it is for the listeners. It is it's a magnetic. There's a bunch of magnetic pieces, which all have different buttons, knobs, or levers.
Think of like something that looks like a soundboard or a MIDI board.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can set it up any way you want, and you can attach a shortcut or button to any of those knobs or
sliders, knobs.
Yeah. So
buttons.
say a slider you want to raise your brightness. You want to use a wheel to go through your photos.
Right.
You want to use a knob for, sharpening.
Yeah. And the current version is so cool because you can, the color wheels that are often in Capture One.
Yeah.
Or I guess even the split toning tool that's Lightroom or Capture One or whatever that has like the color spectrum.
Yeah.
The inner
wheel.
There's the wheel, but the inner part's like a giant joystick that you can
Yeah.
go to the different color spectrums
For color
within
grading
that.
and stuff.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So it's a cool thing, but it's like, am I really going to use this when I start editing? Right. And you probably have to spend like what, $300 to have a nice setup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The master kit was not cheap.
Yeah, it's
so,
like
yeah.
300 and they go up to like $800, $900, I think.
Yeah, depending on how many pieces you want.
Correct. And yeah, I think I can't live without it, to be honest. I'm in Capture One, just using the wheel, going through photos, clicking a button to go, star mine, clicking another button for color. I'm just like going through it super quick. Oh, this one's too dark. I'm bringing it up with exposure. Like, I know where everything is on that. It took a while. No, it didn't take a while.
Yeah.
It took like 2 weeks of like using it nonstop.
Build up muscle memory.
Yeah. Yeah, and now I hate when I'm not using it, right?
Dude, like I was on a poker tournament. I don't know why. This is a mistake I know not to do.
You left in your garage again.
Yeah. I'm here in my garage.
Knowledge.
I'm here with my books in my garage with my Lamborghinis.
Shout out to Lopez.
But I decided to update. I updated the freaking the HUD on the laptop side, the program that handles all the buttons. And I ended up at least like with an hour of before I could fix it because I was in the middle of doing pictures and stuff.
Oh, did it mess up all your
It wasn't bringing
receipts?
up my buttons and stuff, and I slowed down so much because I had to physically click everything. And in Capture One's not as friendly as Lightroom in the sense of like you can hover your mouse over a slider in Lightroom and then push like the left and right arrows, and you can actually.
I think you can do that in Capture One.
Maybe in the current update, but you could.
No, you could have.
Yeah, because I used to do it. No, I used to try, and it wouldn't work. So no, that's why I set up the monogram to do it. So it's like, no, like okay, maybe now
There is a shortcut.
if you've done it now. Well,
I don't use it, but there is a hover feature on.
Well, there is like some.
You're talking about when you hover the mouse over it and then you
just hit
press
left
right
or
on
right?
the arrows,
Yeah.
and it moves right. Yeah,
No, I wasn't doing it before.
swear to God.
It wasn't doing it before because that's what I would use all the time in
okay,
Lightroom.
If I'm wrong, then Monogram does it. Monogram has a feature where you hover and then move the knob on Capture One. Because you
I
can
don't
do
know.
that with Monogram where you hover over exposure and move a knob.
That I don't know.
Oh, okay. But
That
I don't know if Capture.
I haven't tried
I'm-
that specific set of actions. But
I'm either gonna look super dumb or super cool in this time around.
I know. Now we're gonna go try this version. But anyways, like yeah, it totally killed my speed. Like I could do the work still, but like the speed that how much that made me faster.
Yeah.
Like you've seen how fast I am with live update photos and stuff. So it's like,
Insane.
so it's just it helps so much.
This guy
Yeah.
sticks a memory card in and literally just sits there on his fucking phone going through TikToks. And I'm over here sweating, uploading photos and like editing them and shit.
Yeah.
And then he just like grabs his memory card, puts it in his camera, and leaves. I'm just like, bro, are you gonna edit anything? He's like, yeah, it's already on Dropbox. It's like fucking.
It's already
he'll
uploaded.
Stick his card in. He wouldn't even press a button. He'll do it automatic. Go into his folder, it'll like go in a system, folder system, and then fucking export to Dropbox automatically without him touching a button.
There was one time where I showed you the picture in the back of the camera, and then I think you looked away. I put the card in the computer, and you looked up to the screen, and it was already there.
Yeah.
Like already being edited.
This was a workflow genius.
Yeah,
He has like all the shortcuts to like. Yeah, it's.
Well,
I've even tried some of those. I was
for
like, I ain't
for
trying.
poker. I figured it out. What I like to do,
100%.
and I honestly feel like I can still make it better.
Your AI without AI.
Right? Yeah.
There you go.
Before AI was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really love figuring out
No, you
how to
crush
make
it.
it faster.
Yeah, you hella. I don't want like that's some like no. I'm not learning that. That's. What's the first one? It's like software looks dated.
The software looks dated.
Yeah, is it Photo for Focus? No, Photo.
Oh, the other thing I like to use.
the uploading one.
Oh, Photo Mechanic.
Yeah. Oh,
Photo Mechanic is sick,
the name even
Yeah.
makes me vomit.
but it's a sick program though. Yeah.
I couldn't do it,
It's-
man.
it's
The
fun.
software is just so confusing, dude.
Yeah. At least for one of the clients that I work for that likes uploading they upload to Flickr, which is kind of gross. But but Photo Mechanic has a uploader within it that will like I can bypass using a browser completely,
Yeah.
and I don't have to even open a web browser. I set up a connection between Flickr and my Photo Mechanic,
Mhm.
and then Photo Mechanic will recognize albums. Like I only have to put one to make an album on Flickr. You only need one picture to create
Yeah.
an album. After you do that, now you can go back to Photo Mechanic, recognize the album, select it, and then auto upload to there. And it's great. Yeah. It's like that's what I like.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious if Photo Mechanic has changed their.
They have a Dropbox
Wait, you
uploader.
use this though, right? Yeah.
Oh, it's part of the reason.
Is their
I'm-
software still look like fucking
Yeah, it still looks the
Macintosh
same. Still looks the same.
1992 looking ass?
Still looks the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
It's
do
not
it,
good.
man. I tried. I looked at the tutorials. I was like, this is boring, dude.
Well-
I was like,
Well, because like
This is
what
boring.
what part of the solution I did to make myself faster, I was like, how are these photographers who are shooting the Olympics, these huge sports and stuff, what are they doing to get their photos out so freaking fast? And
so this is where I get old, I guess. This is where I draw the line. Photo
Right.
Mechanic.
and that's it. Oh,
This is where I stop growing as an artist.
are you so into design? And
I'm such a creaky bastard. I'm cutting it at Photo Mechanic.
no, but like, because it sounds like you're basing off the look of it. So like
Yeah.
the UI, like if the UI does not look good or seem or feel right, are you almost gonna cut it
But
off?
it's also not like intuitive. I feel like
It's not.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not intuitive.
so-
I had to
like
dude,
you guys have to check Photo Mechanic
dude,
out to
all
see.
the people who make videos about Photo Mechanic on YouTube, they are so boring.
It's like And I think that's what happened. I tried to watch one of those tutorials and I was like, damn, dude, I can't do it.
It was hard.
If you want to add the
watching
coding
through-
in the back, you can do the coding.
Dude, it
and
legit
put
was like
part in
that.
the 669 coding.
No, you can actually
You can add coding to this if you want
you
to do
can do
this.
coding, like typing coding things that I can't even explain right now.
Welcome to Photo Mechanic.
It's like, yeah, Photo Mechanic is like that.
It should be called Coding Mechanic. That's what it should be called.
Yeah, for real. It sometimes it does feel like you need coding.
But yeah, let us know, because I'm curious. We use Monogram. He uses Monogram Photo Mechanic.
What are things that make you faster?
Whatever
what makes
else
you happy to work with
you
that?
do, you know? Yeah, let us know what your guys' workflow is. I definitely want to know. What kind of, do you guys have any cool gadgets we don't? You know, let us know what you guys use for edit. I mean, of course, Wacom tablets.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I didn't think we'd need to bring that up.
Yeah.
What do we look like?
It almost feels like the
Miguel
obvious answer.
clicking on
Oh my
mouse.
God.
Talking about a photographer friend that doesn't use Wacom tablets.
He was so resistant to.
He has a Wacom tablet. He clicks on a mouse.
Dude, it was like legit plugged in on his desk for a year.
Yeah,
but now he's using.
It's like plugged in, and he's using his mouse, clicking
he's
away.
using his mouse.
And I'm like, dog, you have your Wacom tablet right there. He's like,
mouse
nah, man, I'm good.
on the tablet.
He's over here
so
retouching his skin, just clicking away.
Clicking away, yeah. Getting arthritis in his finger. So.
But yeah, let us know. I'm curious. Wacom tablets, monograms. Do you guys use them? Monograms sponsor us. Miguel, we love you. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think it's good for today.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is there anything else we want to bring up?
No, just another thank you for
man.
for all the stuff, all the sharing.
Please continue this good feedback.
Yeah, let us know.
Help my
what's up. Yeah.
Help my inner soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate it. Give us feedback.
Comments, emails, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Sponsor us. Peace.